I thought war only happened from the stories of my grandpa. I thought war are only seen on historical footages and historical books and memoirs. But not until today. I unimaginably witnessed it with my own eyes. The disastrous bombings, the children's cryings, and countless killings. So I had this thought in mind: what would it be like if there were no courageous people that spoke out, stood up, and fought back to win against enemies and colonizers? What would their people's lives be like? Where would their homeland end up? Would a country that we all know today exist if it wasn't for those spirited people who were brave enough to win their rights? My beloved fellow Filipinos and everyone from around the world, today I stand before you with a heartfelt plea that demands for attention, empathy, and action. It's a call for humanity, justice, and peace in a land scarred by conflict and suffering. The situation in Palestine is not just a regional issue. It's a global concern that has persisted for decades. This enduring crisis calls for an immediate action. It is imperative that we address the central issue, which is the need for Israel to free Palestine and put an end to the ongoing devastation and the injustices that have led many to characterize the situation as a form of genocide. Hence, we, beyond borders, must not be apathetic and blind of this humanitarian crisis. Together, we can give the urgency of resolving it for what is true and what is right. The situation in Palestine is dire. The faultless people have endured the loss of their homes, displacement, and the daily threat to their very existence. Generations of Palestinians have experienced the consequences of this ongoing conflict, which includes displacement from their ancestral lands, demolition of properties, and the harsh realities of living in refugee camps. The collective trauma of the Palestinian people is a heavy burden that affects their well-being, mental health, and hopes of a better future in their own country. It is crucial to emphasize that advocating for the freedom of Palestine is not about taking sides or perpetuating this cycle of blame, but it's about advocating for human rights, dignity, and the right to countries' boundaries. Israel's illegal occupation, the use of armed force in borders of Gaza, and the expansion of settlements in the West Bank have gradually conquered the Palestine's sovereignty. This cycle perpetuates suffering that, if we all forsaken today, could be the cause where Palestine is no more. So to conclude, the urgency of the situation demands action. It is not merely a political or territorial dispute. It's a matter of human lives and the fundamental principles of justice. Israel's deliverance for the Palestinians from illegal conquest and annexation for the sake of every citizen of both countries. The call for peace, justice, and the freedom of Palestine is a call for a world where coexistence, mutual respect, and understanding prevail. It is a call for a future where both nations can flourish side by side in peace and security. Let us all work towards this noble goal and stand in solidarity with those who yearn for peace and justice in the land of Palestine. I am Mariel K. Salpides, just a secondary education student, but here I am, standing with Palestinian people. Let us join hands and stand to speak that every lives matter.
بكفي طلب احنا ناس غلاب